Hello everyone. Today we are going to introduce with a new chapter, Nutrition in Plants. In this video we'll learn about food, nutrition, what is it and its types. Then the process of photosynthesis with its substances. And the last but not the least, replenishing nutrition in the soil. So let's start. Let's start with food. Food is a substance or anything that nourishes the body. It contains various nutrients like carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals that provide us energy to work and play or do any work of our daily lives. Now let's come to nutrition. Nutrition is the process by which living thing obtain food, change it into simple absorbable form and use it for the various functions of the body. These nutritions are of two types. One, heterotrophic and second, autotrophic. The heterotrophic type of nutrition are also divided into four types: insectivorous, what are herbivorous? Herbivorous are plants that eat, are animals that eat plants. Carnivorous Now let's come to nutrition. Let's start with autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which the animal or the plant make its own food. Let's have a closer look to plants because animals cannot make their own food. Plants which make their own foods are also known as autotrophics, as they are the producers. Here the word auto means self and trophic means food or making the self food with the raw materials absorbing from the environment. The example of some autotrophic mode of nutrition are green plants. They make their food with the help of a process called photosynthesis. Now let's learn about this process. And the leaves are called the kitchen or the food factory of a plant. Why so? Because leaves make the food of the plant and send it to all the part of the body which it needs. And can we know how do these leaves make food? Leaves make food with the help of some substances like chlorophyll, sunlight and air, water and minerals. Let's first learn about chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green color pigment which is present in chloroplast in stomata. A bit confusing. Are you able to understand chlorophyll, a green pigment present in the leaves? This green pigment is present in a part of the leaf which is called chloroplast, and this chloroplast is present in stomata. These stomatas are small holes present underside of the leaf. There are some holes which are present underside of the leaf in which there is a substance called chlorophyll containing chloroplast. Chlorophyll traps the sunlight, make it convert it and make it in the use of plants. The sunlight is being converted into heat energy and chemical energy to be used by the plants. Now, what is the use of stomata here? Stomata are some small holes present on the underside of the leaf. These help in the gaseous exchange. These are holes which allow CO2 to enter, CO2 to enter and O2 to exit out of the leaves. Now we are there with the water and the mineral. Where are the water and the mineral absorbed from? These are absorbed by the leaf and transported to these are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves with the help of a tissue which work like a nerve called xylem tissue. This xylem tissue transport water from the roots to the leaves. Roots are of two types, primary, secondary, and these roots contain root hairs. How much root hairs will be there? Combines with 6 molecules of water, which is H2O. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they form glucose, means their food, which is C6H12O6. Plus, they also release a waste, which is oxygen, 6 molecules of O2. You can see this equation on the screen. C6 CCO2 plus 6H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll forms C6H12O6 plus 6 molecules of O2. Now, if the plant had made its food in the form of glucose and some amount of food is left, like we have food, our mother made our food, and that food is sometime left, then what we do? We send it into the freezer. What will the plants do? Do they have any kind of freezer? No. They store their food in the form of starch in their stems, roots, and in the form of fruits which we eat. Then let's come to a very important thing, which is sunlight. Sunlight is essential for photosynthesis. It is trapped in the source of energy. Photosynthesis cannot occur in the absence of sunlight. Sunlight is very necessary for the process of photosynthesis. This is only the reason photosynthesis can only be occurred in the presence of sunlight, means in the daytime. No photosynthesis is being occurred in the absence of sunlight, means in the night. Now I'll tell you the process of photosynthesis. Do you know why is it important that there should be a photosynthesis? What is the importance of photosynthesis? Life on earth would be impossible without the process of photosynthesis, because there are 3 points you should know. Food is synthesized by the process of photosynthesis, which is taken by every organism indirectly, like a frog, or you can have an example of deer. That deer eats grass, and that lion which is moving around him eats the deer. And some people also eat flesh, like some tribes who live in the jungle eats the lion. Ultimately, that plant is going into the stomach of each organism in the world. Farmer cut out plants, we eat plants. And some people eat animals who eat plants. Ultimately, the plant is going in the stomach of every organism. That's why the plant is very important. And if the plant will not make its own food, how will it live? Ultimately, photosynthesis is also very important. Then the second point, oxygen is released during the process of photosynthesis. This creates a balance and help us to respire. Like if two molecules of oxygen is being taken by us and two taken by us, so there are two molecules left, and the plant is releasing two molecules. then a balance has been created. Or you can take an example, if the plant has taken 2 molecules of CO2, then it's even releasing 2 molecules of oxygen, then the balance has been created. Photosynthesis maintains the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air. That's why it's very important of photosynthesis. I have told you that there is a part of plant which is called chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, and I have also even tell you the importance of photosynthesis. Now let's have a look how does this chloroplast look and what are its parts. The above part is known as the outer membranes, and then it contains an inner membranes in which the green part, the light green part or the circles in which the chloroplast is stored is called granum, and the dark green plant part is known as lumen. C is called thyrolopsites, and you can more prefer by the diagram you can see on the screen. You got to know how chloroplast look. Wouldn't you like to see how stomata looks? Now let's come to the diagram of stomata. Stomata looks like a green structure with 2 guard cells and a nucleus. Vacuole, outer thinner wall, chloroplast, embraced cells and inner thick wall. These are of 2 types, stomata which is open and stomata which is closed. Now let's come to heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition is more interesting than autotrophic. In this mode, we'll learn that the plants which do not make their food, how does they survive? Here the word hetero means an another and trophic means nutrition. Means capturing the food and the nutrition from other plants and animals. Plants can even eat animals. It's listening a bit weird, but it's very interesting. Let's come to it. Parasitic plants. These types, these heterotrophic mode of nutrition kind of plants are of 4 types. Parasitic, saprophytic, insectivorous and symbiotic. By their names, you might understand a bit. Now let's come to their explanation. Parasitic plants. These are known green plants that obtain their nutrition from other living organisms. In this type of nutrition, the plant lives on another living plant to diverse its nutrition. Now, this plant climbed on another plant, captured his area and set him to feed upon him. The plant which provides nutrition is the host. The plant which is providing that another plant the food is the host, and the plant which is taking that nutrition without working is called parasite. The parasitic mode of nutrition involves an interaction between a host and a parasite. Parasitic plants usually develop long roots to penetrate the tissue of host plant. Now let's have some example of common parasitic plants. One of it is Cascata, which is dodder or amabile. You might have heard this name. Then second is Mistoliatio. Cascata has yellow long verby substance that twine around the host plant. It has no chlorophyll and carried out no photosynthesis but absorbs food from the host it climbs on. Mistotio is a partially parasite. Why is it partial? Because it can make its food. It has chlorophyll, it is a green plant, but it cannot completely fulfill its requirement of nutrition that he absorbs from the plant which he or she had climbed on. You can see some images of these 2 plants on the screen too. Now let's come to saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants are plants which depend on death and decaying plants and animals for the nutrition. Now I told you that there are some plants which can even eat animals. It was looking weird that how can a small plant eat a such kind of animal? Now let's see how they can. There are some plants called saprophytic plants. They depend on death and decay in plants and animals. Now do not laugh, light. I told that they can feed animals. It does not depend that is the animal died or is it alive. It is eating an animal, right? How is it eating an animal? It grows on the animal and release a digestive juice on the death and decaying matter, which dissolves the solid food into liquid form, and then they absorb this liquid form. Some examples are bread nodules, Indian pipe, coral root, montropa, and mushroom, which you even eat. Now, let's come to the insects. These some plants also even eat insects. Now let's learn about them. As I told you, insects are even being eaten by some plants. The plants which eat insects are called insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants grow in an area which the soil is deficient in nutrition. Nitrogen is essential for synthesis of protein. Now, this is very important. Insectivorous plants only grow in the soil which have less nutrition or nitrogen. These cannot these trap insects and digest them to obtain nitrogen. Some examples are Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, bladder gourd, and sundew plant. Let me teach you these four. Venus flytrap has leaves modified into traps. The inner surface of leaves have short and stiff hairs. When an insect touches these leaves, the leaves of the flytrap snap shut and the insects get trapped inside. This is the trapping plant. Now let's come to pitcher plant, which have modified into pitcher-like whistle. The inner liner of the pitcher contains of downwards pointing hairs that indent the insect. The leaf tip is modified to form a leaf or a lid which can open or close like a mouth of a pitcher. Once an insect enters the pitcher, the lid closes and the insect gets trapped into the hair. The insect is digested by the digestive juice secreted in the pitcher. Now let's come to bladderwort. But let me tell you one thing. The plant which we learned right now, which is the pitcher plant, is doing a cheating with the insect. It releases smell by which the insects are being attracted, and then he closes its lid and the insect enters and the insect is being killed. How sad. Now let's again come to the topic. We were learning about bladderwort. Consists of a large number of small and pear-shaped bladders like structure. The bladders act like trapdoors and suck the trapped insect. Now this plant attract insects by its fruit. The insects come to eat the fruit, but the fruit eats the insect. Now let's come to sundew plant. Sundew plant trap the insect in the sticky hair of its leaves. Long tentacle extended from each leaf. Each contains of a sticky gland at the tip. The gland produces nectar to attract insect. When an insect gets stuck, the nearby tentacle cold around the insect and smooth it. help each other, and the above two, like the insectivorous and the saprophytic, are cheating. Then certain fungi live in the root of the tree, where the tree provides nutrition to the fungi. In return, the fungi provide certain nutrition from the soil to the tree. Here, they both are providing nutrition. Some nutrition from the soil is being provided by the fungi to the tree, and some nutrition by the tree to the fungi. A small bird called plover cleans the teeth of a crocodile. It's a bit weird thing, but then also you nutrition all the time. The soil does not create nutrition. The giving the nutrition to the soil is called replenishing nutrition in the soil, and we are going to learn about this topic now. Plants absorb nutrition from the soil for their growth and development. The continuous absorption of the nutrition by the plant lead to the decline of soil fertility. The soil needs a regular supply of nutrition to maintain its fertility. Farmers and gardeners add fertilizers, manures to their fields to replenish the lost nutrition so that the fertility of soil can be maintained. But this can even harm the earth and the earth's nature, environment, because the soil is getting chemicals for fertilizers, manures. Manures is not something bad, but fertilizers do. Then what can we do? Can we do something to even save our earth, environment, and even getting fertility in the soil and maintaining its fertility? We can grow leguminous crops. If a soil cannot provide nutrition to a normal plant, how will it provide to a leguminous plant? I know, it has been heard a bit weird that if a soil cannot provide nutrition to a plant, then how will it provide to a leguminous plant? Let me tell you an interesting thing and a twist. A bacteria called rhizobium lives in the root of knolls of leguminous, called such as grams and monks. Some some bacteria live in the leguminous plant's root. And what does this bacteria do? Why am I telling it to you? They absorb nutrition from the environment, atmosphere, and convert it into the nutrition, and it provides this nutrition to the plant. If the insect and the bacteria is continuously making the nutrition and the plant is fulfilled with the requirement, where will the leftover nutrition go? It will be released into the soil as nitrogen and nutrition. The fertility will also be maintained. The plant will also get the good amount of nutrition. Your plant will even grow and the nature would not even be harmed. See, this is the best way. But why don't these farmers follow? This has a great importance for the farmer. Field in these leguminous plants are grown from time to time. Do not need additional nitrogen fertility. The benefit of this symbiotic relationship is that the soil gets replenished with time and its fertility gets improved. Now, are you able to understand everything? Now, if you are not able to, but I believe that you are clear with everything, but if you are not, you can even go through this video again. And if you like it, please like, share and subscribe this video too. We'll also get some motivation. Okay, bye.